like, oh, I want to start going to church. It's really hard when you're already deep in going to parties and stuff. It's really hard. Not even pastors, not even anybody can force you to say, come to church. Even us posting on Instagram about come to church, you're going to keep skipping because you don't want to. So I feel like God is the only person that can lead someone to church.
Yeah. Welcome back to Faith Unfiltered with Naome. In this episode, we are having a young Christian and we are going to hear about the challenges, the good things, and why she actually chose to be a born-again Christian and why she is serving in church as a young person. Let's get to know you before we start.
Hello, my name is Promise. I'm 23 years old. I'm from Nigeria and I live here in Copenhagen.
I've been actually watching you on Instagram, really serving God, and I'm so curious as a young person, what made you start serving God the way you serve? So if you can start by telling us which church you go to and about the youth church. I'm very interested in that.
Yes. Okay, first I go to a church called Redeemed Church. It's in Amar Brigade 251B. It'll be nice to have you guys there. And in our church, we also have a youth church, which is New Life Church. And it's just started in January.
I would like to know why you are a born-again Christian.
Okay, I'm a born-again Christian because my family, I was brought up in a Christian home, and my mom, she's a pastor. So we've always had this Christianity running in our family. So as a child, I've always gone to church, served in church and everything. And I've also found Jesus myself. And that's why I'm a born again. And I believe in Christ, I believe in Jesus, I believe in the Bible. So that's why I'm a born again Christian.
Now I'm curious. You say that you found God yourself.
Yes, that's
Can
true.
you tell me more?
I didn't.
How did that happen?
Okay, I didn't mean I saw Jesus.
I actually, okay, let me rephrase my question. I understand what you mean, right?
I was gonna explain that, yes.
Exactly, yes.
So let me say, there are some times in my life where I was not kind of lonely, and the only person I felt like could understand me or I could run back to was Jesus. And in those moments, the only person I cried to was Jesus. And he helped me and he showed his face to me. And I realized that, it was real for myself, not just because my family are all Christians. So that's how I realized like God is real for myself. And that's how I found Jesus.
How did that feel?
I've always believed in Jesus.
Yeah.
But as a young Christian, there have always been doubts. Yeah. Some days you're like, is Jesus even real? Like when you keep praying about a specific thing all your life and it's not. So to me, it wasn't working. So sometimes you're just like, is Jesus even real? But like when I go through some other circumstances that I found Jesus in, that I have to like pray and Jesus was the only one that could understand me. That was when I realized like, yes. And I felt good. I felt okay.
Yeah.
And in that moment I felt understood. And so it was good. It was a nice feeling.
That's actually very amazing. Promise. Yeah, as a 23-year-old in Copenhagen or living in Denmark in the middle city, how do you survive? Because young people here, there are not many young people who are serving God. And
Sure.
If you're a young person serving God, you will face a lot of challenges. A lot of challenges. So how do you manage that? Like letting everyone go and party their head off on a Friday, drink their head off, because that's how young people have. That's how they have fun.
Yes, that's true.
So I'm just curious, how are you handling that?
Okay, first of all, I was not really the party type. When I was born in Nigeria, I never went to parties. Also in Spain, when I moved to Spain, I never went to parties. When I came to Denmark, it was a whole different thing because everything is about party.
Yeah.
So I felt like maybe because I didn't go to these places because, they were not that common in my place. But it wasn't that. When I came to Denmark, it was still the same thing for me. I didn't really feel like I have to go to these places. But then I got friends. And when I got friends in Denmark, these are like something they do all the time, and it's like normal. And if you don't go to clubs or anything, they feel like, oh, this girl, why are you not going to clubs?
You're boring.
So yeah, I mean, there are some times in my life where I had to go because of my friends, or just because I wanted to experience it myself.
Yeah.
And I went to the clubs, and I went to not parties, but not like every time, just like once in a while. And the music was okay because I actually like Afrobeats, but like there's some time you just start thinking like, this is not where I want to be. And for me, it wasn't where I want to be. So I just like decide like, I don't go to parties all the time, and that's it. So like I'm surviving because it's just not for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not just for me. And also I'm not easily influenced by peer pressure or by friends. I do what I feel like it's comfortable for me. And if once in a while I wanted to listen to music, I can go to like a event if I wanted to, but like apart from that, I don't really be going to clubs, and I survive that way. Yeah.
That is very tough. But if there is a young person out there who is actually struggling and not because there are so many young people out there, they want to be in church, they want to serve God, but at the same time they still want to maintain their friendships.
Yeah.
So they are forced to go, they feel like forced to go to these parties, and within a short period of time then they are gone.
Lose it. Yeah.
They lose it. So if there is a young person who desperately need an advice, how can they handle such a situation? What will you tell them?
I would say, like, first of all, find your faith, because I feel like before you start going to these places, it means you're losing your faith. It also means like you don't believe, you stop believing in God when you start going to these places. So I feel like find your faith first, find God first. Don't just go to church because, oh, everybody's going to church. You have to make sure you're going to church because you want to go to church. So that's the first thing. And then one step at a time. Try to, like, if you want to go on online churches first, you can go to online churches first. And then if you start feeling like you want to go to church, then you can start going maybe once in a while, 1 Sunday, 2 Sundays. And also it's very important that you pray to God, because we can just decide on ourselves like, oh, I want to start going to church. It's really hard when you're already deep in going to parties and stuff. It's really hard. Not even pastors, not even anybody can force you to say, come to church. Even us posting on Instagram about come to church, you're going to keep skipping because you don't want to. So I feel like God is the only person that can lead someone to church.
Yeah.
So find God for yourself. Also, when you're coming to church, know you're coming to church for yourself and for God. So that's what I have to say. So one step at a time, come to service one step at a time. In that way, you can find God. And also read the word.
Yeah.
That's going to help you too. Yes.
You mentioned that a young person struggling out there, they should first find God themselves, which is very true. I agree with you 100%. So from a young person perspective, if let's say that I'm that young person who doesn't, I'm struggling, and you tell me I should find God myself, and I don't know how to find God. How do I find my God myself? What is the first step? What am I supposed to do? Because to be honest with you, there are so many people, young, grown-ups and old.
True.
They can hear, okay, you need to pray, but they don't know where to start from.
True.
Like, you don't know, like, you can tell me, read the Bible. How can I start that? Go and pray. What am I even supposed to say? And many people face those things. Like, you sit there and you don't know where to start from. You don't know what to pray. You look at the Bible, you don't know, should I start from Genesis or should I start from Revelation? Where should I start from? So for a young person, what will you suggest that the person should start from? Like, if you are stuck and they tell you, find God yourself. Like, where should I start from?
Okay, first, I feel like that's the decision you make with your heart, because you can't really do anything without you deciding yourself. So to me, I feel like nothing can help anybody if you don't want to do it. If you don't want to do it, nothing can help you. So that's a decision you have to make in your heart. If you tell yourself, okay, I want to find God. I know like there's not really a place to start for me because I've been in a situation whereby I was losing my faith. And I'm going to church, I'm hearing the word, but like I'm also losing my faith. There's nothing I could do. They were like, read the word to help you, but I could not find myself to read the word. So there was a day I made a decision to myself, and I'm like, okay, promise, you're losing your faith. What are you gonna do? Like you can see, like you stop praying, you're not even dreaming anymore. What are you gonna do? So I just did make a decision. Okay, I'm gonna start getting better. Then that was when I make the first step or the first move. That was when God is gonna minister to you when you make the first move. Of course, there's some situation where God can break in your heart and just help you himself. But first, you also need to like decide in your heart. So I made the decision myself. And from there, I started going to church more. And I told myself, okay, I'm going to be more devoted, because before I was in the choir for a reason. I was like, I don't want to be in the choir, because I had like past experience about choirs. So I was like, I don't want to be in the choir. So I wasn't devoted in God. I wasn't doing anything in church. I was just going to church for nothing. So when I made the decision, I started putting in more work, serving God more. And from there, I found myself like I was getting closer to God and having more faith in God. And that kind of brought me closer to God. So that's like the way I said you have to find God. So you have to make that decision first and make the first move.
That is powerful. That is really, really powerful. I'm humbled. It is powerful, because at least you are not telling anybody to go and blow tongues and go and read this, go and read that. You know, sometimes I think God doesn't really want us to do too much. He just wants you to surrender.
Surrender, that's it.
And sometimes you don't need a 2-hour prayer or 1-hour prayer. Sometimes it can be 5 minutes, and you say, God, I don't know what to do. Please help me out. Like that's the only.
Sometimes you don't even need to say anything.
You just leave it. And I think that is really powerful. After you deciding that, okay, this is it, and you surrender and let God do the work in your life. So I know every day it is not shining roses. And how are you managing your life with having to serve in the youth church, to serve in the big church, and you go for praise and worship? And I can see, you don't even have to tell me so much. I mean, you can tell our viewers, but I already see it on Instagram, guys. If you visit their Instagram page, I'm going to write it down here. Yeah, I'm also going to write it down here. If you see, these young people are doing an amazing job. They're doing so great. Somebody out there, let me say, back home in Africa, will think that, in Ghana or in Uganda, young people are serving God. And so the reason why I am so proud of these young people, and I'm so happy, my heart is really filled with joy, because Denmark, it is a Christian country, but it is not easy to be a Christian. It is not easy to serve God. Let me say, you can be a Christian, no problem, but it is not easy to serve God, because there are a lot of things happening.
Distractions,
a lot of distraction, and especially for young people, because right now I'm no longer in my 20s, so nobody can tell me anything, whatever. I don't really care about partying. I don't care about friends outing and everything, because when you knock 30, life will give you some medicine. So, but the young people in their 20s, it is not easy, because they are still trying to find themselves. They still need friends. They still need a company. Like, they're not really ready to be alone. And in Denmark, what I've realized, if you're going to serve God, in the beginning, you need to be ready to be alone. You need to be ready.
True.
It's not going to be easy.
And you're going to lose like some friends.
Yes, you're going to lose.
If you're ready to serve God, that's true.
Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. This was an amazing conversation. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Leave a comment. Let us know your opinion about our conversation. And we will see you again in another conversation.
Bye. Stay safe.
How did you do it?
You can put it
I
together.
don't know.